Chartered school versus the regular school. I think that chartered schools are overblown. I don't think they're all that effective. I think it's just a joke. Yes, they seem to perform better on tests. Yes, they seem to be motivated. Yes, they seem to 100% go to college. But I think that they're still just like the regular ones that they left in the regular school. Now, the standards are so low that with the little encouragement they get over there and the little motivation, it's easy to pass those tests. And they get money and all that, they go into college. But I don't think necessarily they're much smarter than these guys and so forth. Anybody who spends more time studying will be able to pass these tests and look like if they're brilliant. These tests don't require nothing. This little true false thing, this little playing games over that, if this is that, whatever, this kind of logic stuff. I mean, these students are not necessarily, in other words, the charter school is not better than the regular school. I mean, let's face it. If these chartered schools were exposed to the exams that you have in the Caribbean, then you're going to see that they're just operating like the other schools, where you have to, at 12th grade, you have to do an exam that requires your whole educational experience. You got to demonstrate that you're proficient in all the phases. Then you don't see how they can't perform. So the answer is not necessarily more chartered schools. The answer is letting all these kids, first of all, the parents should stay off the drugs. They shouldn't be born drug dependent. That's the first thing. Secondly, they ought to know what career they want to pursue very early in life. And they need to spend time and learn skills, study skills. They need to be doing homework. They need to spend, at least by the time they reach in high school, they need to be spending 15 to 20 hours a week apart from school studying. And in school, it's not about romance and playing stupid games. They need to get responsible very quick and grow up too. And study the work, do the work on the bus, do more work as opposed to fighting and playing around with the bus driver and playing stupid. Study, 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 study. Now, if these same regular schools, if they change the attitude and if they get them to be doing more work, homework, and studying and being serious in class, they'll perform just like if it's a chartered school. So the charter school is not getting the best of the crap. They could take any loser out there, child that was performing very poor, and they spend a little more time with them to get them to understand that you have to spend time studying. You have to do some homework, go home and study. Hey, you on top of the honor roll because the system is so easy. So what we need to do is get them to understand that the system is maybe about 25% of what it ought to be, and take it up to the 100. Of course, many schools will have to close, many universities and colleges, because they have capacity for all the students that are coming through. But not all that are in school really should go on to tertiary or have the ability to go on to tertiary. I know of a lady in LA County. She was smoking marijuana. She affected her psyche and her mind and her abilities and all that. And she had a nurse, she had psychologists, she had people to write for her, read for her, do her papers and all this stupidness. And when she finished, guess what? She got no job. She's studying to get some foster kids so she could make some money. She wants enough kids so she can make enough money, feed them, Kool-Aid and crackers, and take that money and fix her mortgage so she could own a $500,000 house and a nice Mercedes Benz. That's it. That's the education she got, and she's trying to now abuse these kids so she can make some money. She should have just gone and plant corn or working in some kitchen, McDonald's, washing wares, dishes or something like that. We have in this country enough people to do those menial tasks. So we don't have to depend on Mexicans or people from elsewhere to come and do it. Let these folks understand that you don't have the ability. Just accept. We can help you out with food stamps, whatever, but hey, you got to go and plant corn or pick corn. That's it. Pick cabbage. That's all you could do, bro. And so chartered school basically is just a hot talk, and the government need to look into that, because they're spending a whole bunch of money and giving these people when they're really not doing nothing, because these same kids coming back and they haven't developed nothing, because the system is so low, the standard is so low that, as I said, if they get serious and start working hard, they'll score high. We need to take this system up to where it ought to be 100%, make it tough. Who can't make it, you got to drop out. The rest who make it are the ones who's going to be doing the leadership job. Because some of these people that you force through school and they get a big job, hey, they don't have what it takes. Look what happened in Louisiana. Look what happened in these wars we're going on. The people not thinking straight. So, and they have whole big jobs. They're getting big bucks. So, charter school versus the regular school, I think the regular school, all of them is the same. It's just that we need to get everybody up on the page of that it has to be tougher. Not everybody gonna go to college. Not everybody that started school can go to college because it's impossible. All of them don't have the ability to do the work, and so if you're trying to force all them through, you have the lower standard as it is right now. So a lot of them could pass. We need to drop some of the resources out and just let only those who truly have the ability to move on.